Hey everybody, so even I was surprised to see that the finger pointing in the aftermath of Mr. Patel's case being dismissed has already started. I had guessed in my last video next few weeks and months, but no, like 24 hours is how long it took. We did see this morning, today's Friday, August 8th, a great article written by Bill Torpy of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. So if you have a chance to read that, please do. It's a very thoughtful piece. He sat down with Mr. Patel, and it was even, really enlightening even to those of us who have been following the case to understand more of what Mr. Patel went through in the jail, being threatened, and just how scary it must have been for him overall, not to mention everything that happened after he eventually got out. So I definitely recommend that read if you can get it. What is also interesting is to see there have been two statements issued since Mr. Patel's case was dismissed. One from the district attorney's office. This is it here. You can read it. Let me pause to read it. Bill Torpy in his article called it gobbledygook, which I think is a great word for it. This is a nothing burger in terms of them taking any kind of responsibility whatsoever for what went down. And then there was also, I got my hands on this statement that came from the Acworth Police Department. And what's interesting to me about this statement from the Acworth Police Department is where they say that the district attorney's office elected to seek an indictment in this case. So that's normal language. I mean, it's not that unusual that they would say that. However, it's very telling to me in this situation because the word elected means they chose to do it, pointing the finger squarely at the district attorney's office in terms of anything that may have gone wrong. So it's already started. One more thing I want to clue you all in on, because this was something that all the great people that I get information from and that give me ideas for TikToks, so many of them are other lawyers in Cobb County. I will not use their names, but they're all phenomenal. But somebody said something to me yesterday. But first, let me tell you this. There was a district attorney who was sent in to submit the null pros in Mr. Patel's case. She is not Jesse Evans, and she is not Sonia Allen. When the bond hearing happened, Jesse Evans, the one who was arguing to Judge Poole that Mr. Patel should be kept in jail, he was front and center when I think the DA's office thought that they were going to look real good at this bond hearing. And who was sitting in the jury box watching this bond hearing go down? That's Sonia Allen. And how do I know this is from the bond hearing? Well, because that's my fat head right in front of her, right there. So Sonia Allen sat behind me throughout that bond hearing. Fast forward to this week when the DA's office has to eat crow and dismiss this case. I was in the room again. You know who wasn't in the room? Jesse Evans and Sonia Allen. They sent a DA in there by herself to do the right thing when they wouldn't do it. Everybody in Cobb County noticed that. And I started to say, I sat next to someone a couple of days ago who was talking about that. And they used to be a prosecutor. And what they said was, they used to be a prosecutor in Cobb. And they said years and years ago, under a different DA, when something like this went wrong, and of course, bad things happen, under every regime. That's not the point. That DA made sure that he was the one that took it on the chin, that he said, the buck stops with me. I will be the one to take responsibility, maybe even in situations where it wasn't his fault. That's not what happened in the Patel case. Sonia Allen and Jesse Evans were nowhere to be found when it was time to, pay the piper. And so I'm not going to name the DA that turned in the null pros, because in the end, she did the right thing. She did it alone. And so it is incredibly, I'll say, disappointing that the two people that sought the fame when they thought that it was going to go their way were hiding when it didn't. That doesn't speak well to their leadership. It doesn't speak well to their morals and their ethics. And it doesn't speak well to the way they treat the people who work for them. So I'll continue to keep you updated. Those are my 2 cents thoughts, maybe not even worth 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So I'll keep you updated.